DOIJ podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing, well, the Casino Heist DLC, which, definitely very interesting. I'll tell you why. I have many different thoughts on it. Normally I have just one set group of thoughts on a DLC on what could possibly happen, but this one is a bit confusing and I don't quite get it. So let's get out of there real quick. And I'll tell you why. Let me just post this in the announcement real quick. Hello there, thank you for joining. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Post that there. So I don't even know which theory to go ahead. Now we know it's coming. That is for sure. We know it's coming tomorrow because Rockstar Games are doing some Terror missions in the background in preparation for this DLC tomorrow, which I will be streaming as soon as I can. So I will be up pretty much all night waiting for it to to drop, and then once it drops and it's downloaded onto my system, I will start up the game, start up the I'll go into story mode, of course. I will then get my settings to where they need to be, and then I will start up a stream and go from there. Hopefully I will find somebody to do this with ahead of time. That is up. If you want to explore the DLC with me, go and join the podcast server and let me know. I am on PlayStation 4, so that affects who I can and cannot play with. Casino. Now, what's interesting is Lester is, of course, involved. We don't know how, even though we technically do know how. We can kind of figure out how he's involved, considering, well, let's think about it for a second. What is Lester? Lester is the best hacker in the game, of course. That's the way he was designed, right? So he is the best hacker in the state of San Andreas, and probably the world. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go claiming fame that he's the best in the world, because he could be, but he could not be. So yeah, there's that. But he is the best in San Andreas, right? That is a very well known fact. He is pretty much a big part of both the first two Heist DLCs, the original Heist DLC, which I cannot remember the name of that, because this happened so long ago back on PS3, and then of course the Doomsday Heist scenarios, right?
Hello again. Forget something?
So and yet he's making a presence here. And how do we know this? Okay, well, first off, I don't recall if it happened, and I know this is going to involve some form of hacking, because in the...
How long do you think before someone would notice?
Yeah, that's nothing I want to talk about. It goes on theories of what she is saying, but that's, again, going to be talked about soon. But, anyway...
The customers are enjoying themselves. Or are they in the throes of an addiction? Either way.
Hey, RNGXMING, or RN Gaming, if you want to pronounce it that way. How are you doing? Thank you so much for listening and joining us during this podcast. But one thing, so in the first heist, like the first one, the Fleeka job, which is where you go to a bank, or not a bank, but the bank, the Fleeka bank, that's all the way over here. It's like right about here. You go ahead, you rob that, you go up the, you know, up. Oh. That's good, I'm doing alright. But anyway, then you go up, you know, you drive up here, and the armored Kuruma, which is where you get the armored Kuruma from. You'll lock that there. And think about it beforehand. All your items with cost combined. I'll actually get into that in a minute, a little bit later on during the discussion. So I'll get to that. Yes, then, you know, basically you hack into the... It's been a while since I've done it. You hack into the security camera, and then you hack into the security itself. You drop down the security, or you do something that involves you having to do some kind of pain in the butt hacking. And now, the reason that and, you know, this upcoming heist with Lesser is, how Lesser's connected to both, is in that first one, you are, when you're hacking it, I believe when it is, when it's fully hacked, Lesser's face pops up on your little phone, which is what you're hacking on, and, you know, I think he's like laughing, like, ha ha ha, or something like that. It's been a while, so please forgive me if, the details are a little absent here. But basically, his face pops up. And, well, his face pops up here. Like, if you go, like, this is not the, if you use a real phone, real computer, and you go to the Diamond Casino and Resort.com, right? You just let it load in all the way. No, I'm doing it right now. It's like, let it load in, don't press anything, just let it load in all the way. And eventually, Lesser's face pops up over the skull. And, you know, basically, classic hacker, right? Classic, hey, you've been hacked. Hey, Cheesecake, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. So, you know, that simple little bit right there. Hey, K. Constantine, can you talk there?
Yep.
Awesome, fantastic. That's Michael starting to fall. So, we're now joined by a very good friend of mine, K. Constantine, 597. So,
how's it going?
Audio's a little low, but
let me see what I can do about that.
Alright, text it. Oh, you're out of here. No, I'm kidding. But,
Is that a little bit better?
I'm sorry, say it again?
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, that's better. Thanks, man. Actually, how long to the update? And hey, Cursed Twitch, thank you so much for joining. Actually, it should be about 12 hours. A little less than 12 hours, because the update usually comes out between 5 and 7 a.m. EST, usually before 7. Usually it's like 6:30 at the latest. I remember one day it was a little bit delayed, and it was like 8 in the morning, because sometimes Rockstar is a little, you know, a little behind on their own schedule. And how do I know that this is the schedule? Well, let's look at the past. Well, every DLC has always been, you know, between 3 and 5 is what it used to be. Now it's more between 5 and 7. So, you know, usually again between 5 and 6 is when it really comes out onto all consoles. UK. Yeah, EST. So let's see. UK. So that would be between, what else? 5, 7, 10, and 12 a.m. So you can sleep in a little bit. Good for you. I'll to be in the UK to go sleep in and wake up, and a DLC still hasn't come out yet. Have time to wake up, have breakfast, watch a little bit of TV. Oh my gosh. But
yeah, I was gonna say, because EST we get it pretty early in the morning. We get it around, what, 7, 8 o'clock, or between 5 and 8 it ranges.
yeah, I mean, like, the only reason we're saying 5 and 7, 5 and 8. PM16 missions where you get 1 mil at the end with far too much for the reward, like worth your thought. But I would be.
I mean, I know that a lot of people were talking about the whole, what was it, the cops and
Yeah. And they are coming out the cop DLC. I can guarantee it. I've been saying it for years. It is coming. It's not an if, it's a when. But for everyone who's speculating that this is the next DLC, this is the next DLC, this is the next DLC, it can't really be confirmed that it's the next DLC. They maybe,
No,
like
because
I said in, I think it was the last podcast or some video I did recently, you know, that just because they have something set up that even if they put out even if they, you know, push out this update and in the files you find cop uniforms, cop cars, that doesn't mean that it's coming in this DLC. They could just be setting the background, kind of getting it ready to then, you know, fully release it. You know, because I believe there was like a whole new map, not new map, but new free mode. Like they could just be because before you. Now I don't know anything about coding, but this just basically goes with anything and everything. You know, before you can really give anybody the 100% of the product, you gotta lay down the base work for that product. Like if you're building a house, you can't just build the house. You gotta lay down the concrete, or you're also building the treehouse. You gotta, however you build a treehouse, you gotta have that base that house is gonna sit on. You know, because if you don't make sure that base is solid enough for that, that house to sit on, that little hut or TP or whatever you want to live in, sit on, it's gonna fall down, and whoever's gonna be living in that house is not gonna be happy with you. So, and that's just a fact of life. I mean, that's
right.
I mean,
and when it comes to this particular DLC, especially after just releasing the casino, I mean, they put all the missions into the casino update for a reason. Obviously, if you finished them, you realize that there'd be more to come. And what better way to do that than around Christmas to drop a new heist rather than the speculation of the cop DLC and everything like that. That'd be great for the beginning of next year. And they said that they have a lot of new stuff coming out in 2020. And I actually have in my server, I have a direct link to their Twitter, so I constantly get updates to Rockstar's Twitter, which is pretty nice. So I saw that video with what's his name there? Why can't I think of his name? The guy, Lester, when he hacked into the intercom and everything, confirming that we were getting this DLC, and I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good time around this time of year. But another thing that gets me is a lot of people, especially the RP community, really want that cop DLC. And even though they want it, it's almost, I don't know if it's gonna be how they expect it. I don't think it's gonna be exact. They expect it. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's gonna be a thing.
Not exactly how it's gonna be, obviously, but I know it's coming. I know we're gonna be able to buy the cop uniforms, and we're gonna get to buy the cop cars. That's all I know. I don't know, will we actually really get a B cops, or will it just be kind of like RPS cops? It'll be like you just gotta pretend to be a cop for, you gotta buy the cop car, and you gotta buy the uniform, to then, do whatever mission to steal something. You don't know.
Right.
But I know for a fact you will be able to buy the uniform, you will be able to buy the cop cars. I mean, that.
I'm hoping so. Because
I know so. I can't remember how I know about the car, but how I know about. I'm pretty sure about the car is something having to do with the past. I can't remember that one precisely, but the uniform always pops up in my head because if you look back in time at GTA Online, and not ever since it first came out. You have to go back a few years, but not that far back. When you look at the finance and felony updates, and updates where you could switch the outfits, and the only way to get the clothing would be to glitch it onto you. But eventually, what do? They release where you could buy that outfit. You could buy the piece of clothing, which just proves that they want you to see this clothing, like the clothing, and then they bring it out for you to buy. So then with an update that has you having to buy shark cards, so they make more profit off it.
Right. And I mean, especially with the growing roleplay community, I know that they've never been a huge fan of RP communities as far as 5M goes, because that's a lot of modding and everything. But now that there's a bigger presence of RP in the console area, I think that they're gonna start pushing for that. And it's something that a lot of GTA RP community members have been pushing for is something like that.
Yeah.
So they and I know they do listen to suggestions. Like they've done a lot of things that are like the motorcycles. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, here's what really irritates me about Rockstar. And I'm not saying it's irritating because they want to make a profit. Every company's got to make a profit. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I get that.
Correct.
But what irritates me about Rockstar is that yes, they want to make a profit, and they're only thinking about how to make a profit. What they don't realize, and I've tried emailing them this, I've tried calling them, trying to tell them this, like, look, I've tweeted them this, I've Facebooked them this, they could make so much money if they were to get together with the people that make the police mods, like that make the best add-ons, and be like, hey, we'll hire you, because they're giving those mods away. They're only working on donations. Some you have to pay for. Like LSPDFR, the big ones, one of the primary mods that you need, it doesn't make it run smooth. They're free. I mean, now you can donate, but you don't have to. If Rockstar were to be like, hey, look, we will pay you X amount of dollars. It doesn't have to be big. They'll probably work for like a few dollars. Just transport it to consoles, right? Make it. No, it's too late for PC. But if you say, hey, look, don't make it for the next game when it releases, because everybody knows GTA 6 is being worked on right now. It's been being worked on since before GTA 5 came out. I can guarantee you, I bet you the Galaxy, it's been worked on.
I mean, if Red Dead Redemption 2 took
X amount of dollars, right? Now, obviously, they have to crunch the numbers and make sure they make a profit, but if they were to charge, like, they're going to make two versions, right? An offline story mode version, right? And then an online version to play with other people. Yeah, they'd have to make another lobby for the online version, but you created their character, which, remember, I don't know if you played on the last gen or not, obviously, console.
Yeah. Yep. When everybody was just robbing stores.
Once to the next gen, PS4 next gen, it dropped down to 2 character slots. Which means that they're planning on doing something with it, but they couldn't see what, or they couldn't come to fruition. Now, if they charge $5 for story, $10 for online, or vice versa, whatever, or even, no more than $15 each, they would make billions of dollars. And then that's not including the little DLCs that they could have with it, like little DLC cars, like cop cars that you could have. Like if you want a cop car Lamborghini, that costs you like $2-3.
Right, like different type of cop cars, because you got to think like the roleplay community spans out across the world. Like there's not only just California cars, like people that RP might wanna RP that they're from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like you could have British police vehicles as well.
Yes.
Like they could do a lot with it. A lot.
They can make it only make the community exponentially much more happy, or happier, but they can also make so much more money off it. Like boatloads, and I mean literal boatloads. I mean, you could put it in $100 bills and you could fill a cargo ship. I mean, I remember actually doing the math when, I looked up the numbers of how many people play PS4, and not PS4. This is back on PS3 when I was thinking of this, and now that again, the RP communities have grown to be even more people, right? So they would just make so much money, so many people happy, and then their community reception would be a lot much better, because I guarantee you it's not that great, because everybody is expecting the next DLC to be a cop DLC, and it's not a cop DLC. They don't care about us. They don't listen to us. They just want to make profit. That's what most people are thinking.
Right.
So, I mean, it would be great PR in more ways than one. It would be basically they're getting paid to, for PR.
But I mean, they've had like you said, like they've been working on GTA 6 for quite some time now. I mean, they've had this heist probably planned for some time since they've been working on the casino update. It's probably been in the mix since then, you know what I mean, or prior. Like it's probably been in the mix since they started the idea of the casino being an entity in the game. You know what I mean? Like they probably wanted to make a new heist out of it, because let's face it, GTA has been about heists. Like every DLC has had a heist with it. So
yeah.
So that was, the obvious thing to come, which I mean, I'm extremely excited for. I don't know how they're gonna go about it, if you have to have a penthouse or what, but I mean, I'm prepared. I've done all the missions. I don't see them keeping it from people, but then again, you know what I mean? Like you look at every game nowadays, and there's all these season passes, like.
And Rockstar has to be like, yeah, you need a season pass. The way they make their money off the games is,
Red Dead, they do.
Okay, well,
they have the Outlaw Pass with Red Dead, and they have it up.
Okay, well, I honestly haven't played Red Dead in a long time, so I don't even know about that.
Yeah, they also have the Moonshiners update, which is another add-on to the most recent update before, which was the Frontier Pursuit, which is coming out on Friday, on the 13th as well. And they have what is called an Outlaw Pass. It costs 35 gold bars, which that at the time of it, there's discounts on gold bars in the store. Like I think I got 25 for $5, and then like you can do certain missions to earn them as well. But it's like games are starting to move towards that, that season pass thing, and GTA 5 has not went in that direction, because it's still. I mean, it's still, it's from PS3 era. Like, it's an old game. Like, they're not just gonna port that in now. Like,
yeah, I mean, they could. The Rockstar, as much as we were hating on them, for not like hating on them as much grief as we're giving them. I mean, they're really brilliant. I mean, they could change the entire map, and they've proven it. Like, they could literally change this whole map into Liberty City in a single update, or even Vice City. And when I say proven it, I mean, look at the stuff they've added. I mean, one obviously changed the casino, but the casino's not really that big of an example. That wasn't really a full add-on. It was just changing a few things around. But if you look at the bunker, you look at the but
you got to think about the interiors and everything. Like, interiors, every single different interior is stored underneath the map somewhere, or above it. Like, they have interiors everywhere. Like, when you spawn in, like, it's not actually in that building. Like, that's the thing. Like, and that thing, we learned about that way back in San Andreas, or even Vice City. You were able to get underneath the map and get into a couple of the interiors, which was interesting. Like, it showed how, like, they actually laid out everything. So, I mean, like, they have the ability, they have the space. And I remember, like, even in the beginning, like, there was a glitch where you could get to North Yankton, so they could very easily put a whole nother map within the space.
Just too late to do that good. I tried so hard, but they had patched it by then. It was like the mechanic. I joined the day after. The mechanic was gone. Oh my gosh! But
Yeah, you had to I think you had to kill. Yeah, it was in the first mission. You had to aim a gun at someone, kill them, then like hold the PSN button, join an online set. It was crazy. But besides that, the direction of the DLCs, I'm happy that we're getting this for right now. It's been a while since we've had a good heist, and a lot of Grand Theft Auto is just turned into glitching and doing, the Bogdan, and it's kind of lost some taste. You know what I mean? Like that and it doesn't help when there's that there, and they're trying to make money as well, and people can just continuously do that, and they're going to raise the price of things. Like, you look at the price of the penthouses when they came out, and I mean, like, some went up to like $6.7 million was like the most expensive penthouse. Like,
yeah, man, I was actually preparing for this DLC today by kind of selling cars, and I got the money. I can't remember the number that I had sold, but I went to go sell a Hakuchu Drag, which kind of funny because I never said I'm never going to sell this thing. This thing is awesome. I know, because I wanted to do that myself for the last DLC, and I decided against it. But I wanted to sell it, and I apparently reached my daily vehicle limit. Now, keep in mind that I don't do the duplication glitches. I don't I have probably at least 10, 20 X80 protos that are exactly the same on my character, but those were bought. Those were not, I mean, granted it was a glitch point. But anyway, so I should not have reached a daily sell limit because I don't do the duplication glitches, and they were all different cars. I mean, there might have been 2 bikes that were of the same brand, but I mean they were different colors and whatnot. So I mean, for the fact that means that they're really trying to stop people basically stealing their money, because that's what you're doing when you're doing all this. Now, yes, for RP I do the bargain glitch and I charge a little bit of Discord money, but I mean, it's,
I mean, that's the thing. It's hard when especially when you're RPing. So I mean, it'd be nice to have the Cops and Crooks DLC now, but it's something to look forward to into 2020, because I mean they have this pushed out until they just talked about it with their quarterly, or not annual meeting that they have, their quarterly discussing their different their spending, their earnings, all that, their plans for the future, and you can actually read everything. He had talked about how there was a lot of stuff to come in 2020, and that's great news, especially because this casino update.
That lady Peggy or Peggy or whatever let us talk for 50 minutes like Lester. Which also, before you repeat yourself, I do apologize again. One irritating thing that's kind of depressing is knowing that Lester is involved. We're gonna have to listen to a lot more of his talking, and that was rambling on. So just be warned of that. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. What's good news?
What's the what?
You're talking about how they had their quarterly meeting, and
Oh right, yeah. No, they were talking about next year, and about how they were bringing a lot more into the game, especially now that Rockstar has reached a peak, the highest peak of online activity in its history. What? 6 years after the game was made, 6 years after.
The other day I was thinking it was 5. I was like, well, this game been out for 5 years. But
yeah, it's 5 or 6 years, but
still a long time. Most games are dead by now. I mean, just
right.
Because people move on. But so I'm sorry, I don't mean that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And that's the thing. It's reached its peak, so they have like, this is the prime opportunity for them to take full advantage of it. And with, release dates of PS5 being holiday 2020 alongside GTA 6, whispers of that, why not take advantage of that time, do everything you can to milk this of its last dollar? And I mean, probably they're going to continue it on after. I mean, there was still servers open for, Red Dead. There's still servers
weeks before Red Dead 2 even came out. And I don't mean to interrupt you there, but and then others did. But I remember that because I was on. I tried the PlayStation Now. It was a few months, but still, it was like within a year of Red Dead 2 even releasing, after the confirmation, of course. And because I remember I played Red Dead 1 via the PlayStation Now trial, and I jumped in the online session. Now there's only one other person on the entire map, but still, I mean, for the fact that how long that had been, almost a decade later, and they still had it up and running with barely anybody just riding around.
Right. And it costs money too. Those servers cost money. That's why I don't mind microtransactions. Yeah. Because of that, you know what I mean?
Without microtransactions, the companies are making enough money to upkeep the servers, and then server go down or server quality takes a big loss.
Right, but it has to be like a good mix of. It has to be.
It can't be like what EA tried to do with their online. It can't be pay to win. It's got to be pay to
progress faster.
Progress faster. Yes, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Pay to progress faster.
Which is exactly what they did with Red Dead, because I eventually ended up paying for the last 15 gold bars I needed, so I bought 25 for $5. I could have grinded it out, and by the time 2 weeks went by, one of my buddies had ended up grinding it out. He was able to get all 3 of the roles and also the Outlaw Pass, which is their season pass. So he was able to do it. So they did a great job of integrating the the microtransactions and shark cards. Honestly, you don't need them. There's plenty of ways to make money, and honestly,
one shark card, and that was on PS3, and that was literally just it was like $10-$20, something like that. And I have not needed it, but now I've done glitches, yes, but that's the only if I didn't do YouTube, which I'm not saying I don't like to, I love doing YouTube, don't get me wrong, but if I didn't do YouTube, I wouldn't need to do the cash glitches, because I wouldn't need to explore everything that comes out for every DLC. But I would have everything I need. Because But and again, like we just said, that's what Rockstar does best. Is not second best. What they do best is making fantastic, graphically advanced, open world advanced games, and then second best is fitting in microtransactions that aren't pay to win, but pay to progress faster, where and then releasing DLCs and releasing content where you don't need to buy it, but enough people do that they get that they keep their stuff up and running.
Right, that they're able to keep servers up and running for years. For
5-6 years after it's come out. I mean,
see, that's another thing I was gonna say. Like you said, you do YouTube, right? Now, I as well. I have my channel. And I do YouTube. So one day, hopefully, I just enjoy doing it. I like making content, but it would be nice to get paid. And for those that do get paid, they end up. I noticed a lot of the, especially GTA ones, that are buying shark cards so they can just get it quickly, buy stuff, show it to you to make more videos to make more money, essentially. So
now, don't get me wrong. I would buy shark cards if I had the money. I would buy shark cards. You gotta use it mainly because it kind of helps support the company. Like I would love to kind of buy some shark cards to help support the company and keep the company going. I just don't have that kind of funds right now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Especially if you're making YouTube and you're making money off of it using their game to make content, I would easily put money back into it.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. I mean, it's
especially for the quality of I'm just excited to see this. I'm just excited to see what's to come, man, because that little teaser that they released,
I've actually been doing a lot of, and I mean, so much thinking. I've gotten barely any sleep, or whatever, however you say that. I think you know what I mean.
I could tell.
But I've been doing, because I've been trying to figure out if we're gonna rob the casino, why would we rob the casino if we practically live there? That's like robbing, that's like living above a convenience store, whether you own it or not, and robbing it and then going right back upstairs to your house and counting the cash. So my guess is that we are somehow forced, because I should still have the text in game. Nope, that's not it. But basically get a text from the Chang family holdings. You'll get it every time you spawn into the lobby, except for apparently this time. Spawn in this lobby, go figure. But it's from the Chang family holdings. We don't blame you. Revenge will be sweet. And there's some other line there as well. But and it's definitely very interesting because the lady that's in charge, Miss Baker, Miss Agatha Baker, I believe is her somewhat full name that we know of anyway. If you go into her office, there is blueprints laying on her desk for a vault. Right now, we can only assume it's for the casino vault. But here's the thing: why would she need the blueprints for the vault of which she's pretty much CEO of? Now, so it's like, I mean, she's not a CEO, but she's definitely high enough to be able to have the keys to the vault and just go walk in anytime.
Unless she helped put it in, and it was just a new addition that she had helped put it in and helped make, create it. That'd be the only reason why.
But it looks like, pretty much every other vault in the state of San Andreas. And what's interesting is I really wish I had the time to, or I've had the time to try and, do it, some more tonight after the podcast and all, kind of, just like trying to listen out for other interesting words. But one interesting phrase that, came out of her mouth, she was standing by the window. I remember this. She was standing by the window, and she said, "I wonder what were to what was it? I wonder if something were to happen to me in the office, or like in here, meaning the office, would anybody notice?" Or it was something like that. It was like if, which makes me think, what does she have planned? Like, is she going to make is someone going to barge into the office? Now, before I go any further, which I should have stated this from the beginning, which, so I do apologize for that, but there's two things, there's two ways this could happen, and, technically three ways this could happen, a combination of both. One is the obvious, right? We are going to rob the casino. Right? That's obvious. Or we are going to defend the casino from someone trying to rob it.
Right.
Because, I mean, again, why would we? Because we could literally rob the Pacific Standard Bank. We could rob the Fleeca Bank. We have tons of ways to rob and make money.
Why would we shit where we eat?
Exactly what I was thinking. Like the exact phrase I thought of like an hour ago, barely. So how would we do that? Unless, because, and here's why we might rob it. This is the only thing I can think of. We have done so much criminal activity, which of course this could lead to one of the next 5, if not fewer than that. Of course, there could be more too. DLCs being the Cops DLC. And I'll even kind of lead to a bit of speculation on that if this chain does play out. But the only way that, at least in my opinion, of course, we don't know, this is all theoretical, but the only way, at least if I, were in my online player's position, would be to rob where I live, pretty much, because think about it, we've done so many criminal things, we've killed so many people, robbed so many different places, blown up a lot of different things, like, we'd probably be, there'd be no, there'd be no way we get away with with a billion life sentences. We would have the death penalty for sure. So the only way that we would basically shit where we eat is if someone has the proof of even a handful of the crimes, which again would give us the death penalty. And they say, hey, if you don't rob this casino, because obviously the casino makes millions, if not billions, as do they in IRL, and pretty much like a day, pretty much. But if we don't rob the casino, then they're going to put out the evidence, and we're going to jail, or pretty much going to put to death, and our character dies, like permanently. Right. So that's the only reason that I could think, and so maybe then we contact Lester, and we're like, hey, Lester, can you, help us rob this place? Or maybe Lester contacts us saying, hey, dude, okay, now here's a way that it could happen, how they could convince us. And that would basically be where Lester searched the internet, hacking into random stuff, as I'm sure he does, and he comes across this evidence that, this guy's planning on sending to the cops. Right? And because maybe there's a reward out for us, right? Maybe it's like a few $100,000 reward, or $1 million reward, whatever, what have you, right? So then maybe Lester, kind of contacted him and was like, hey, dude, you could go for this reward, or you could make a whole lot more and have these guys right before you. The reputation. And then he agrees, and then Lester contacts us, and in exchange for him not, telling the feds or whoever he would go to, because it would have to be high up, the aliens in the sky, who we are, where we are, we rob this for him and make him, 10, 100 times or, more money than what he would get if he just turned us in. And again, this is pure 110% speculation. This is just theoretical. And then, of course, how that might lead into the next one, like into a cop DLC, which, again, completely theoretical. And I know I'm pretty much rambling on at this point. That's the kind of thing just did me. Thank you. I was actually hoping you'd DM me the article.
I'm sending you a couple things. That was released. And that was with it says linked social club accounts get a free in GTA Online, plus a free moonshining business upgrade and the collector's bag in Red Dead Online. So this makes me think that you are going to need a penthouse. Yeah. I just realized this. Now, and then this is what I really want to send you because of the picture. Now, there's a lot to process here in this picture, and the link actually has the the whole video and everything. But like, there's all of us wearing masks. There's three people in the beginning. not knowing who they are, wearing masks. I assume it's our characters, but you have someone drilling into the vault, people scaling a building, a getaway driver, and bags of gold.
Yeah, which, I mean, and one thing that I want to point out that that has irritated me since the very beginning, since the very first Heist DLC, is in pretty much every, now it may not be, every main picture, but at least in one picture of every Heist DLC, there's always somebody in a Bugstar uniform. However, we have gotten red overalls, but we've never gotten a Bugstar overall with the word Bugstar and with the hat and the overalls, and that honestly has just teased me for a long time. It was just teasing us. So
The cop uniform, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like semi-SWAT.
Yeah.
And then they have the bug.
Bugstar.
It's almost like an exterminator, and it's just like a straight out, like, I'm here to rob the place.
Nah, I'm here to exterminate you.
Yeah. he's like, I'm gonna kidnap everyone and exterminate you. The other dude's like,
yeah.
The other guy's just like, I'm gonna shoot all the lights out, take the shit, and just leave.
Yeah. I really can't wait to explore tomorrow. I hope somebody can do it with me. I'll be DMing people. Everybody that's online at that time, I'll be DMing.
It drops tomorrow.
Yeah, it drops tomorrow at sometime. Yeah. But yeah, and then again, going back to my rambling, my theoretical here, which it constantly, I want you to rate it and tell me, what do you think when I'm done here. But how that could lead to a cop DLC is, okay, so yeah, the guy doesn't, give away the evidence of who we are and then where we are. But maybe the feds come across that on the computer. Maybe the guy gets picked up and either tells or doesn't tell. But either way, the feds come across it. And let's say that, because this is San Andreas. Okay, cops are pretty much dirty. Hell, they pretty much admit it on their badge. Like, on the side of the car, it says obey and survive. That's pretty much, like, I'm not kidding. Look, it's on some cruisers that have it. It'll say obey and survive. Right? So it's pretty much saying we're dirty city. So maybe the feds, FIB, IAA, whatever, need something from the local cops. They can't just walk in there. They can't send in an undercover agent. So instead what they do is they have us, pose as officers. Like pretty much like what they would do is, again, this is completely theoretical. Again, this is how I would do it if I was the feds. We sign up, we apply. They would make sure, that discreetly that we get pushed through, and that we get into the police force, and then we would, and then depending on how Rockstar wanted to do it, we either work our way up through, various missions to that point. Maybe that's the whole free mode thing. Is you level up, you have to get
find the dirty, right?
Where you level up like regular GTA Online, and then once you get to rank 50 or whatever, then you can go and steal it and be gone. Or you just do regular mission styles, whatever. Like the casino missions, and then you just do it that way, and then you steal whatever the feds need, and then maybe it's something like that. It's kind of of course, a billion different possibilities, but that is another theoretical rambling for another day. So, okay, Constantine, what do you think? You're probably like, shut up, man, my God.
No, dude, I for hours, honestly.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright. I mean, dude, I like I said, I could talk about it for hours. I love the speculation. I'm just as hype. That my channel as well is mainly around is mainly around Grand Theft Auto.
Come on, plug it.
And, huh?
Plug it. Plug your channel, bro. You've been saying my channel. What is
Okay,
it?
yeah.
Let people know.
Convict Studios, spelled KCONVICT space studios, all capitals. You can check it out. It's all DOIJ, GTA 5 RP, some Red Dead videos. I have done a couple glitch videos as well, just for the purpose of content, getting it out to you guys, whether or not you want to do it or not. They're all old, so they don't work. But I also have some Call of Duty over there. I think I've done some Days Gone. I can't remember quite. But mainly it's Red Dead. It's mainly Rockstar. It's mainly Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto roleplay. And some regular GTA Online.
Yeah, 2020 GTA 6 roleplay.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm honestly, I'm about to get on, and I don't even know if the GTA missions 100%. The casino missions.
No,
So I'm about to check it out because I'm looking at this art must have an arcade property. You know, the Link Social Club accounts get a free arcade property. So for those of you who don't know, the Link Social Club accounts that they're talking about are the Twitch Prime. That those are the benefits I would believe, because I mean we all have Social Club, but oh yeah, it says, yep, right up top it says, new at Twitch Prime benefits for the Diamond Casino Heist and Moonshiners Link Social Club accounts get a free arcade. Now all you need to do that is go ahead and make a Amazon Prime account. You know, you're underage or you know, an adolescent, teenager, you don't have your own, and your parents have an account. An Amazon Prime account, you could ask them if you could link that account with your Twitch account to get it, because it does really help when it comes to these benefits. You get a lot of stuff. But Zach, I would like to thank you for having me on the channel.
Yeah.
And like I said, once again, check out Convict Studios, and that's with a K and a C in the beginning of Convict. And with that, my man, I will see you. I'll see you in roleplay, man. And I will.
I'm better hop on roleplay pretty soon.
All right, I might hop in shortly as well.
I've actually got a scene planned for later tonight. Another thing I wanted to do today, might have to get it done Saturday instead.
One thing, check out my best of. I just did a best of 2019 for DOIJ. So I got like a compilation, the best and funniest moments that I had caught on
I wish
tape.
I waited, because I mean, I got some good scenes planned. I mean,
it's hard for me to get in right now on the computer. The screen's a little messed up, but
yeah, I get you.
I'm gonna go ahead and get on and try to finish up those casino missions. I don't know if you want to help, because you can, but if not,
I might. I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Right.
Try and get in a session, just try and grind that out.
All right, man. I'll leave you to it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for wanting to join, man. Thanks for joining.
And everybody, get out there tomorrow and get that money, get that heist going.
Yep.
Have fun, guys. Peace.
Alright, so a lot of speculation. Please, we're really past the time that I was hoping we'd end this thing at. Most podcasts, as you know, the recurring viewers know, listeners know, about 30-40 minutes, so I kind of like trying to keep it to. But today was special. We got a DLC coming out tomorrow, fairly early EST in the morning. I will be exploring it, as you all know. as soon as I can. I'll have a lot of video editing to do tonight to clear off some space, upload some applications, to prepare all that for tomorrow. And I know someone asked me what I think the price point is going to be with it all added up. And that's really hard to say because it's a Heist DLC, so I'm thinking it can't cost a whole lot, aside from maybe the penthouse, if you still have yet to buy that. Most people that explored the casino already bought a penthouse, so most of you should still have a penthouse, or should have a penthouse. So, I mean, I can't imagine it would cost more than $10 million. I can't even imagine it would cost 10. Probably about $10-15 million in total. Now, that's not including any of the vehicles that they're going to release afterwards. I don't know what they are going to release. I hope they release a new weapon, or a few new weapons. So I go and try to do some research on where they would put those buildings. I have actually a video about that if they don't release it tomorrow. Like, I'll tell you this now, or I'll make a video on it specifically in a few days if they don't do it when the casino drops. But what they could do is for more, gun storage, because ammunition is running out. Ammunition is running low. They're just down like 1 or 2 extra. So let's see. Your dinner. Which I should probably go and show y'all. But so they're running out of room to bring out a whole lot of weapons. They could probably bring out 1 or 2 more in ammunition, but they could bring out 20, 30, 40 more if they were to create, kind of hidden underground. They don't have to be literally underground. They just be kind of, underground. So like, they could be above ground. They could be, this back alleyway. But basically, what they did with GTA 4, which is where they had the gun stores in. Like, you'd walk in this alleyway. You'd walk up some stairs, or down some stairs, or not really through any stairs. And you kind of go look at it, and the guns be laying on tables. They could do tables, they could put the guns on racks. Guns on racks are a lot more convenient to look at. But they could do it that way, and they could do it all throughout the city. Maybe 1 or 2 spots out in Toledo. Maybe a spot or 2 out in Sandy. Sandy's kind of harder to do that. But you have barns. I mean, there's literally lots. If you look over here, there's not really any room. There's no room because it is out of room. Because I know, it looks like there's a room right there, but that's where the firework launcher goes. So if they were to bring out any weapons, they would have to create a whole new gun store, which they could totally easily do. But I hope they do that. If not, I'll make a video about that. I'll send that to Rockstar. I'll be like, look, guys, y'all need, because don't get me wrong, the weapons they have are fantastic, but it's always nice to receive new weapons. There's melee weapons or firearms, or or anything like that. But yeah, so my estimation and cost, and again, like I've said, I have thought about this. Obviously, I've thought a lot about this. Theoretically, how it's going to play out. But I've also thought a lot about it, and what they would release, how much it's going to cost. Now, obviously, they're going to release some vehicles, and they're going to have some for later. They're going to release clothing, and then obviously the main Heist stuff. Now, assuming you already have an armored criminal like I do, which is a good buy either way. I mean, it's a great buy, fantastic vehicle. Yeah, but even if you don't need to, if you need to buy it, I can't imagine it can cost more than $10-15 million most. Because I mean, what are they gonna bring out? A few vehicles, some, probably a lot of clothing, so clothing, masks, vehicles. I can't really think what else they bring out. I mean, maybe some guns if they have a whole new gun store. Because really the biggest expense of really any DLC would be, when they bring out a new property. Because that, usually can range a few million for just one. Then you got the editing costs, and, kind of like how do you want the interior to work, the layout, all that. So, this one is going to be hard to predict because I don't know any of the codes. I don't look at any of the codes because I don't understand the codes. I'm not really a computer techie person, but we don't really know exactly what's coming. We know heists are coming. We know clothing is coming. That's it. That and vehicles. What kind of vehicles? Cars. There's always at least some cars. So yeah, there's that. So hopefully you have enjoyed that. Hopefully you will go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, as well as turn the notification bell so you know next time we go live with the next episode of the official DOIJ podcast, as well as when I go live tomorrow when this DLC officially releases, drops, launches, however you want to phrase it, and it's downloaded on my system. And I'll go live with that as soon as I can. So again, stay tuned for all that, as well as I should be having a DOIJ RP video up hopefully by middle of next week. I might have it up tomorrow. Who knows? Before I go to work, after I get off work, I'm not sure. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay awesome. Subscribe as always. We will catch you later. Thank you all so much for listening in.